Hello, I'm Gina. This is my channel, What's Under Your Needle. Today is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2022. It's also my baby sister's birthday. We're 10 years apart. I asked her, how old are you again? And she said, double nickels. She's 55. She's still my baby sister, forever. Anyway, I'm here today to talk to you about my stitching. I quilt, I crochet, I do cross stitch, I do hand applique, I do English paper piecing. If a needle is involved, I'm usually doing something with that needle. So something with the needle, the fabric, the fibers. The only things I don't do is I don't knit, so no knitting needles. I've tried it, but once you crochet, I think for me, it's hard to knit because crochet is so much easier for me. And I also don't do needlepoint or tapestry. I don't rug hook, but it's on the list. I can't think of anything else right now. So, but pretty much like I said, if there's a needle and fabric involved, I'm there. So we, meaning hopefully you're joining me and my Facebook group, What's Under Your Needle. It's a public group. You do have to request to join. Simple questions. Just want to make sure you're not, soliciting and all those kinds of crazy things that happen out there on YouTube and FlossTube and what am I thinking? Facebook. That's it, Facebook. And then you'll get approved and, you can stalk for a little while, see what we're all about, but hopefully you'll join us. So our program for 2023 is called WIPGO, and it's kind of like bingo. So the chart that you'll find online in my Facebook group is where you can do some planning for the projects that you want to achieve over the next year. They could be projects you've already started. That's why we call them WIPs, works in progress. You can add whatever you want to that board. You can add starting new projects. You could do whatever you want. It's your board. For me, I am using it to do projects that I want to finish this year. Not all the projects I have started. Let's not be crazy. It's only 1 year. But they're the ones that I've gone through all the buckets and decided these are the ones that I do want to finish. Let me go back a little bit and just give you a quick history about WIPGO. It was started by a woman she's a young woman named Jessie Marie. Her YouTube channel is Jessie Marie Does Stuff. And she is what they call, air quotes, a floss tuber. Those are cross stitchers because cross stitch is done with embroidery floss. And so someone wonderfully creative, I don't even know how long ago, created this little network on YouTube called FlossTube instead of YouTube. Quite a community. I've only been cross stitching for almost 2 years and I'm very new, but I just love watching some of those ladies out there doing FlossTube. There are some men out there too. I just find, you find a couple of channels that you just really like to watch and you get stuck with those and then, that's how it is. Anyway, so Jessie Marie started WIPGO, and I really like the idea of having a way to stay organized with my projects, stay motivated, have accountability. So that paper chart with my promises to myself, I'll be looking at that all year. The other accountability that I'm looking for is my accountability to you. So I'm putting myself out there, making a YouTube channel, and I'm telling you what I'm going to do. And if I don't do it, I have to tell you I didn't do it. And for me, that's going to help me a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that I won't change my mind along the way, because after all, it's my WIPGO board. Life happens. After all, we're talking an entire year, 12 months. Anything can happen. I might win the lottery, but I'll still be here. Anyway, you get the point. So today I thought I would start my accountability by showing you what I put on my WIPGO board. Because the other thing that I know about quilters, not just they're great people, we love to influence each other, inspire each other, and we do that through sharing. Sharing our progress, posting on the Facebook group what you're working on, what you've done. I know that's why everyone is there, to see what's going on. The other thing I know is that quilters that I've been talking to that go to guild meetings or at retreats or at my favorite gatherings, socations, our favorite part of those events are the show and tell sessions. That's where we really just get to see what you doing, what you making. I might want to make that. And so that's what I hope to bring to you on my YouTube channel. So you don't want to miss anything. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and request notifications so that you find out when I post a new video. Sorry. I also want to tell you a quick little story. I'm in my living room. I have a very small house, a very busy house. For those of you who don't know me, my son, my single parent son, is raising his 5 grandchildren, and they have been living with my husband and myself for 13 years. Now, they didn't start out as 5 kids. The youngest is 7, the oldest is 15. Yeah, I'm retired. I'm the stay-at-home grandma. And one of my friends told me, and it sticks in my brain, especially if I'm having a tough day. She said, I'm doing God's work. I'm like, okay, now I got him as a boss. I better do a good job. Anyway, I'm in my living room and anything can happen. I have a grandfather clock that chimes. I cannot take it off the wall and change the chiming, okay? And we also couldn't take it off the wall to change the time for, not leap year, what's it called? I know you're shouting it at me right now. You know, when you have to spring ahead, fall back. Finally, we fall back, so the clock is now the correct time. It's like 7 minutes slow, but the fact is, I'm in my living room and it chimes. And I made sure that I let it chime 12. So at the very least, we'll only chime 1 for 1 o'clock. So let's see. And the husband works from home on a Friday. I said it was Tuesday. You know what? I was thinking Tuesday. It's Friday. Let's start that part over. It is Friday, December 2nd. Okay. So anyway, hubby works from home like 5 feet away in the kitchen. He's right now on a little shopping trip. So he's gonna come in later. Who knows? His phone might ring, the computer, I don't know, whatever. Listen, this is not a professional video production. Just me in my little old house with my little old quilting. Okay, I'm gonna get started by showing you what I'm gonna do. I hope I inspire you to pull your projects out and make a plan for WIPGO. In no specific order, I'll start showing you. The only project I have on WIPGO this year that is not started is my Cuties cross back apron. I had to read the proper name. My cross back apron. I use this apron. I made one a few years ago. I use it every single night when I'm cooking. I'm sloppy. It's true. And I really love it because you get to use all your quilty fabric. And this was designed by, did Debbie do this one? Yes, Debbie Brown. So some of you that are on my Facebook group joined me from being on one of Debbie's groups. Anyway, so my crossback apron, I will be making that one. I got a cutie pack from Debbie, and it has all kinds of like sewing and kitty cat stuff. Like, I don't have a cat, but that's all right. Hearts, balls of yarn, etc. and I like it, and I think it's cute. And you need additional fabric besides the cutie pack, and that's for things like the strap. But this apron is reversible. It has pockets on the front, pockets when you reverse it. And so you just need a little bit of fabric for straps. All the other parts get made out of your cutie pack. But these are going to be my straps because it's got a lot more sewing stuff. And I got this fabric gifted to me by a stitchy friend. And I'm very happy to have it. It's going to go really great with my apron. There you go. That's one. Here we go. I did bring my chart with me. So this is my WIPGO board. See, it's all filled in pen because it's my last version, the final version. Anyway, so there you go. I do have it with me. Yay. Okay. First on my list, not in any specific order, Thimble Blossoms. I love this quilt. I just like the simplicity of it, and I like the contrast. And I need a new quilt for my room, and I want to do my room in grays and blues for like spring, summer, and in the winter, fall, I already have that quilt. It's grays, taupes, yellows, things like that. So this is a block or so. So I'm not really following the pattern exactly because I need it bigger, and yeah, there you go. And that is Thimble Blossoms. Okay. I have another project here. This is a block of the month that I started last year. I didn't keep up. What's new? And it is called Dancing Chickens and Flying Pigs. So a little bit of glare on the paper. I have completed, it is, okay, let's back up a minute. It's wool applique, and the block of the month came with all of the fabric. You just had to buy your threads, I believe. So it came with the background fabric, and it came with the wool. And here's a better picture. Very cute. This is an Australian designer, and the name of her company is Hatched and Patched. Very cute. There's a couple of hers that I really like. So there's another one that's just barely started. So this one I definitely want to have on my WIPGO board. And I have, I think, 4 blocks done. So there's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 is in progress. Basically, it's just traced on the background. So that is another one of my WIPGO goals. I have 8 blocks to stitch, and there's not much on the border, so there's no applique on the border. So it's just going to be those 8 blocks, then assemble and quilt. All right, what else? Okay. Another block of the month that I signed up for last year, I was on a roll with that, in case you didn't pick up on that, was a quilt, a Halloween quilt. I'll show it to you while I yak. It is called Boo Crew. So it's all little Halloween critters, creatures, whatever. And it's laser cut, fusible machine applique. You could do it by hand, but if you're gonna have it laser cut, you're gonna buy it already sent to you on the fabric. I'm not gonna sit there and hand stitch it. I'm gonna, use my machine. I have all of the blocks done. So all the little crew is all stitched. So on my WIPGO board, I have the center block to complete, and I have the border. So these little triangles here, believe it or not, are fusible applique. That's okay. And then I need to get it layered, quilted, and then embellished. There's a ton of little buttons, eyeballs, like everybody needs eyes, and they're little buttons for eyes. And then there's some buttons that are used for other little decorative stuff. That's that, Boo Crew. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I think this is the oldest WIP on my WIPGO board. Not my oldest WIP, just on my board. And this is one of those collage wall quilts by Laura Hine. Yeah, that's it. And this is called Mini Havana. I'm not really sure why, but it's this adorable seahorse, which I think is adorable. So every time I visit my friend out in Ohio, she has it in her washroom. It's so pretty. So I want mine done too. And here is what I have so far. So I have most of my little seahorsey. I have all my fabric. I bought it as a kit. These are hard to do without a kit, I think, because you need all these little fussy bits. Anyway, so that's that one. Mini Havana. So I have to finish all the fusible applique, layer, quilt, bind, done. That's on the list. Years ago, I saw this in a magazine, and the name of the magazine, believe it or not, oh, I got threads all over me, is Australian Patchwork and Quilting. I don't even know if they still publish, but at the time it was fairly new, I think, and I don't remember what year. Not that that even matters, but just out of curiosity. Yeah, I don't know. But I saw this. And if you know me personally, you know these are nowhere near my colors. Absolutely not. I respect those who love them, believe me. But they're just, you know, not for me. Now, this was in the magazine, so I had a paper template, and it, yeah. There's one thing about quilting, right? You don't have to do it exactly as directed. You can figure your own way. And I originally thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to do English paper piecing to do this guy here, right? And so look at how little that is. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's gonna take a lifetime. I don't have a lifetime because I have too many other projects. And so, you know, you collect those little magazine snippets, and then you go to quilt shows, because this was way back in the day. Honestly, I think it was like, I don't even know, 2004, 3, 5, something, a while ago. And I was at a quilt show, and I saw this, a template, an acrylic template. And this is Come Quilt With Me. This is 2007, so I don't know how long it was on the market. And I believe it is still available. And what it gives me is a template, acrylic template to rotary cut, and an acrylic template that includes a seam allowance, also has a place to mark where to stitch, because I'm doing this by hand. Did I mention that? So this is hand stitching. And made it so much more fun. I did make one English paper piecing spinning star, and I don't even know if that's what it's really called, because that's just what she calls her template. And it was, so I didn't care for it much. So I do hand piecing. I'm gonna show you the back. So hand piecing, you see, you have to mark your seam allowances. I hear you. Yes, some people do still piece by hand. And so that is a spinning star. These obviously are my colors. And so here's a couple little yummies. And, you know, I got one of those Tula fat quarter bundles. And then all kinds of other stuff, you know, fill-ins and solids and all kinds of stuff. So I have this many done, which is hardly nothing. It's 20. But I do have all the fabrics with the star and all matched up and buddied up, and there are 90 ready to go. Am I going to finish it this year? No way. But I did include on my WIPGO board that I wanted to do, and I'm doing them in increments of 10s. I don't know why. It seems to help me. And I think I have it listed maybe 4 times. I can do more. I might do less. My board, right? My board, my rules. Okay, another block of the month from last year. I told you there was through Sue Spargo, but it was another Australian designer. And her name is Jen Kingwell. And the name of this is Bowie Star. And it looks like that. That's only part of it, part of the photo, but this is a good photo. And it goes for 12 months. It finished, you know what? I think it might have been the year before. I'm not sure. I have all the blog, 12 months, it's over. So it's just a matter of finishing. Anyway, so she posted, every month she posted, there was a Facebook group, she posted a video, and she showed an alternate layout of these diamonds. Okay, so here's all the diamonds that I have made. They are all hand-pieced using templates. I did rotary cut around the templates, but this is Cuckooville. Yeah, lots and lots. So there are 40 diamonds when all is said and done. I have done almost all of them. I actually thought I was finished with all of them, but when I was pulling everything together yesterday to finalize my final version, I noticed that I have five blocks left to piece. I didn't even realize it. So I'm glad I pulled it out. But anyway, in one of her videos, she showed an alternate version, alternate layout, and I really like it a lot. So I have diamonds, right? So there's all these diamonds, and it goes together to do a hexagon shape, star shape thing, but that's not going to work for me. So what I did was I cut out all the white backgrounds. So this is the background fabric supplied in the original design, in the original block of the month. And I have tons of scrap left over because I'm not going to do this alternate diamond situation going on over here. My plan is to do a layout, something like this, right? So alternating. So you have like all the plain going down and all the, you'll see it as it grows. But on these white diamonds, the plain backgrounds, okay, it's this side. This is actually like a linen, one of those Essex linens. And I love them. I really do. So I'm going to cut out circles. And the reason I put this block on top, so I can show you that I'm thinking of doing circles of all the scraps centered on the alternating diamonds for more color. It will be pretty. I do not think I will piece those circles on there. And the reason for that is I'm going to use this quilt. I'm not going to just like cherish it. I'm going to use it. It's going to get laundered. It's going to get, kind of messed around with. And so I want those circles to be a little more stable. I'm thinking of doing a blind hem stitch by machine. Who knows? We'll see. I'll keep you posted. That's that one. Years ago, when I had my quilt shop, I went out to Montana to participate in a retreat with Judy Niemeyer of Quiltworks. So my friend Mary and I flew out there in January to Montana. Yeah, because we're smart like that. We were very lucky. There was no weather delays, no bad weather. We didn't get stranded anywhere. We made it to the retreat. It was awesome. It was the best. And during that retreat, I like to get the most out of my time spent whenever I'm doing something. And so I took that retreat in January 2017 because that was the one that Judy herself was going to be teaching the entire time. So usually she teaches a little bit and she has some certified instructors that teach and alternate and so on. And I don't want the real thing. Not that the other instructors are not the real thing, but I'm just like fangirling Judy Niemeyer. So anyway, I packed, I believe it was 5 projects. I did cutting. If you've ever done any Judy Niemeyer paper piecing, it's a lot to get those ready. But I always have help from a friend. Anyway, I decided that I pulled 2 of the 5 projects from that retreat to start getting finished. And one of them is my favorite quilt block quilt is a double wedding ring. Since I ever started quilting, it was double wedding ring. Excuse me. It's the beauty of live video. Ta-da. So that is Art Deco, and it is a sawtooth double wedding ring. I did all the paper piecing for all of the little melon bits. Here is my test block. I always do a test block. You probably do too. And through discovery yesterday, while I'm going through all the buckets, oh, I thought I only had to put the top together. Nope. All I have are these. So I have to make all the melon pieces. And I remember why I stopped. You have to lay it out to put the color where you want, you know. Because I have, as you can see, it's very similar to the coloring on here. I have a blue around that side of the melon, and then some have green and blue, some have blue and cream. That was what held that up. So I'm going to have to do a layout, and I think I'm going to do it at a sewcation, probably January. Even if my WIPGO number doesn't get called, I'm going to lay it out in January because of the giant floor space. We do not have giant floor space in this house. And that way, I'm going to lay it out on a cloth and pin it to the cloth. And yeah, I'm hoping that's going to be a good idea. So that's that one. And where is the other Judy? Oh, it's right here. Of course, big as life. This one is called, watch the bucket knock over the camera, wouldn't that be funny? This one is Prickly Pines. Oh, there you go, no glare. And I thought, what a beautiful tree skirt, because it's not Christmassy, you know, it's kind of like, it has kind of a masculine look, maybe for one of my sons, for their home, I don't know. I don't care who it's for. I'm just gonna make it. So I did, this is my sample little wedge. You see all my paper piecing down to there. I did this while I was with Judy because there is a little technique for doing the centers of these kind of feather units that she has. All of the units are done. This one is completely done. All the other units are done to the point where they are ready for that little star. So this on the WIPGO board is to finish piecing all the units that are these here, this black and this orangey one, so that I can assemble, right? So finish paper piecing and assemble the quilt. Tree skirt. Prickly Pines. A new block of the month that I signed up to do this summer because I have a friend who frequents the Quilted Crow out in, well, it used to be Boxborough. Where is it now? Bolton, Massachusetts. She's a bad influence because she sees beautiful things, then she shows them to me, then I see beautiful things. Yeah. So, making that. There you go. If the hat fits, another Halloween. I like Halloween stuff because it's fun. So this little thing across here is actually the bottom border. And I have all the blocks prepped. It is wool applique. It's very simple design, big stitching. I finished, I don't know, this many. There's one. There's two. There's three. Four. Now this hat, right, they have you cut out these teeny tiny little black round circles of wool. No, I have beautiful buttons to make this a black polka dot hat on this crow. Yeah. And so this is the next step. So on my WIPGO board, I have listed finish applique, assemble, and finish the quilts. So that is if the hat fits. If the hat fits. Okay, and then the last one on my WIPGO board is Squash Squad. I love wool applique. If you haven't figured that out, for those of you who don't know me, this is a Sue Spargo design. There's a whole story about it. Went visiting my friend in Ohio, made a trip. Before you know it, we all left there with buckets of stuff and a commitment to make this. Of course, my friend's is finished and it is so beautiful. And I'm so inspired. On my last visit, when I went, when did I go? I think it was November. Yeah, like first week in November, not long ago. And I'm motivated to finish it. It is pretty. But I have 6 blocks done. There's 9. So I'll give you like a ta-da. Whenever that one's called, during the month, I'll show you each of what I have done. And so I have to do blocks 7, 8, and 9, and I have to do the border. Now, the border is a lot of applique. So if you can't see, here's all your border here. And all of these orange circles have bullion knots around every circle. It's gonna be a lot. But I do love making bullion knots, so that's okay. So that's my projects for WIPGO 2023. So I would like you to join me in posting your progress. Post it on the Facebook group, What's Under Your Needle. Also, start an Instagram if you don't already have one. I'll give you the information where I do have an Instagram. Follow me along and you'll see little updates during the month, because it's not about me bragging about what I'm doing. It's me hopefully influencing you to finish the things that you love and that you started and want to have finished, and that accountability, because if I say it, then I have to do it, and you're going to expect to see my progress. I won't be completely successful, but I'm going to do my hardest. I'm going to do my best. So we're going to use a hashtag to post on Instagram. I'm going to include all those little details in the notes underneath this YouTube video. There's a space below for description, and that's where you can put text and links and info and so on. And you can also comment on the videos that I post, or anybody on YouTube, you know. I'm assuming you know what YouTube is, right? So I hope that I see you there and you do a bunch of fun stuff. And then, oh yeah, I know. You know what I want to tell you? I don't know if you're like me, but when I was pulling out these buckets yesterday, first of all, I was going on memory, how much I thought I had left. As you know, I've been saying, I thought I had this, I don't. I thought I had more progress, or I didn't realize I had all this progress. So I pulled out all these buckets yesterday, and you know what? I got hyper. I was like borderline panic, and you know what? Quilting is not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be joyful, and that's why I stitch for joy. And so what happened was I got a little bit like, there was so much, and I said, all right, dial it back. It doesn't all have to be done. I put stuff away. I made it reasonable. But the other thing that happened yesterday when I was going through everything was I felt, wow, this is going to take all year. I'm going to be doing nothing but old stuff. I want to do new stuff too. And then I realized I am my boss, right? I'm the boss of my craft. And so what I did, I made an alternate list of what were the projects that I want to get done for this year. Because there's always like tons of things you want to get done, but I made like a little sideline commitment to myself. And there's a couple of projects that I need to get done. So my first granddaughter and first grandchild is graduating high school. She's already accepted in college. She's got partial scholarship for all 4 years. She got early acceptance. She's a smart cookie. She's very smart. She's gonna need a new quilt because the last quilt I made her was from all of her cheerleading stuff when she was like in, elementary school and maybe a little bit from middle school. So it was a while ago, so she needs another quilt. I think it was her 13th birthday quilt, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, she's 17. Oh my gosh, soon to be 18. What? Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, so I did make a list of fun things, and I don't need a chart to tell me when to start something fun. I just do it when I want to. So I will be doing that. Another quick note I wanted to tell you is, you see the quilt behind me and the other quilt behind me? Those are from Debbie Brown's Color Blocks. So the one back there is called Bowl Full of Jelly, and I don't remember what pattern this was from. So Bowl Full of Jelly was from her add-on packet that you can purchase, and then this one was one of the monthly ones, and I just don't remember which one, but I used Christmas fabrics for this one, and I'm starting to decorate for Christmas. So that's a little bit about my backdrop. It's gonna be fun, isn't it? But for now, we're all gonna be crazy busy. It's funny, when you go out, like I had a dentist appointment the other day, and you're like, oh, you get your shopping done. It's like, no. Why are you asking me that? Well, because I should be fully underway. I should be starting, and I haven't. So I know everybody's busy. You're going to do some shopping, but don't forget, take some time for yourself. I'm very selfish, so I always take time for myself. And got my plan ready. And this weekend, I'm going to spend doing some stitching. I have a bunch of projects lined up. Later this afternoon, I have to do a lot of cutting. I'm making cutie pattern library pillows for the grandkids. You want to give them a gift card. I don't want to just put in an envelope. So I'm making them this little crafty thing with the library pillows. It's a really cute 18-inch pillow. It has a pocket. You put a book in it. So for the older girls, I'm going to put a journal in there. I'll keep you posted on when I get them done. I'll put some pictures up on the Facebook group. And then the other thing I have planned for this month is I'm taking a cookie decorating class. Yeah, because I cannot get the icing right. I can't do the piping right. And I don't like that I can't do it. And they're so cute. And I bought all these cute cookie cutters. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on that one. So that's not till the 10th. So in between all now and then, I got to get going, got to pack some stuff, get some stuff wrapped and stitched and planned and shop for all them kids, a lot of them. Anyway, I hope you find your stitching joy. Until then, I ask you this, what's under your needle? Thanks for joining me today. Talk to you again soon.